What is up guys, and welcome back to my channel. And actually this is not my channel, but before I proceed, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Kim, and today I'm gonna be discussing to you my project entitled Najmite, a contactless daytime record using RFID system. So let's proceed with the introduction. So the purpose is to develop an automated attendance system with IoT using RFID, a system that can automatically capture employees' attendance by flashing their RFID card at the RFID reader, and it will be updated in online system. So the main function of this system is to get the attendance of the employees by using their RFID cards. So next, employee's ID card is made of RFID cards which has unique RFID number and match against the database. So this only means that RFID based system are built for having a unique RFID numbers, so duplication of data entries will not gonna be an issue anymore. So let's proceed with the statement of a problem. So this study aims to design web application with the services offered, which to solve the present inadequate conditions between the pandemic and the people. So actually I cope up with the system and actually the change by using the biometric system and replace it by using RFID cards. So right now I don't have actually the references when it comes into creating the system, and I actually get it from the feedback of the client. So let's start with the first problem: inaccurate entry of time when logging in and out. So this is one of the most common problem when it comes into using manual attendance. So there is a possibility that time theft will exist. So let's proceed with the next problem: time consuming of manual logging entry that causes higher number of queues. So this only means that having a manual way of taking attendance will consume a lot of time, and it's not helpful, especially for those employees who are in a rush, and it may lead into a hassle environment when they need to get their exact time before entering the company. Next, high risk of human errors that may lead to salary concerns. Well, there is a big possibility that human errors will exist since the company is using a manual way of taking attendance. And as what I told you earlier, that if the time theft exists, obviously it may lead into salary concerns because it is already a human error. And next, searching manually for employee records takes time. So it actually relates to the problem in number 3, which is the human error and salary concerns. What if the employee has a concern and you need to take the employee information, employee records? It will take time for you to search the record since the system is not generated automatically. Comparative report for staff is not well organized. So if you are having too much load of staff record and staff reports, so it is very hard for the admin to organize the reports since it is not automated. So next is objectives. So specifically, the study aims to provide the following features in using web-based applications, such as to provide real-time and accurate saving of employees log in and log out using one-tap system. So these objectives just answer each statement problem we tackled earlier. Next is to improve lesser time queue when logging in and logging out. There is no hassle environment when using automated system. So next, to provide accurate attendance and payslip for employees. There is no risk of having a human error since the system is automated. to display staff records with personal information by searching their employee ID. So you don't have to worry about duplication of data entries since employee ID is in a unique register. To generate comparative report for employees. So by means of automated system, it is not hard for the admin to sort the record and the report of every employees. So next is the scope of the study. So in general, the main focus of this project is to provide a smart way of attendance taking system and organizations for proper monitoring of employees. So first, to provide real-time and accurate saving of employees' data, verify staff record and attendance, reduce time when logging in and out, generate comparative reports for every month and year. So every report is sorted by the system. So it improves the quality for data capture. So when we say improve quality for data capture, RFID system is one of the best way in improving quality because you don't actually have to scan the RFID card. All you have to do is to tap. So next, lower costs and higher productivity. RFID reader and RFID card does not cost too much and all you have to spend is the cards and that's all. So it may lead into higher productivity in your organization. So next is the limitations of the study. So the features of proposed system is only limited for the admin of the company. Employees are only allowed to tap their RFID card using RFID reader. So employees are restricted to use the main features of the system. So obviously the proposed system is limited for the admin of the company. What I mean is the features of the system. The only thing that employees need to do is to tap their RFID card and everything is done. And employees are restricted to use the main features of the system if it's not needed, if there is no concerns regarding with the salaries or something like that. They don't have actually the access to view their information because it's already the admin that need to do these things. So next is research methodology. So I decided to choose rapid application development model. That's because it does not require a set of requirements from the client, and the client and the developer can actually talk about what the system looks like and what the features they wanted to from the system and what are the functionalities, what are the functions, the features that they want and to be done in order for them to help the system in their organization to improve their productivity. So, but before I proceed, I would like to share to you guys the 4 basic steps why I choose rapid application development model. The first is to define the requirements. So since the RAD model does not require a set of requirements from the client, you have a very broad nature when choosing the features what you'd like to put in the system. If the client agree, then you proceed to another phase. And next is prototype. So instead of following the set of requirements, the developers can actually create prototypes with different features and functions as fast as they can, because this is how actually rapid application development model works. So this is normal, and the final product is only created during the finalization stage where the client and the developer can both agree on the final product. So next is receive feedback from the client. So feedback isn't limited only to the pure functionality of the system, but also into graphic user interface. So when the feedback from the client and the prototyping continues, these 2 steps are repeated until the final product can be realized and fits both the developers and the client's requirements. So next, finalize software. So here, features, functions, and interface of the software are finalized with the client. So it is important that stability, usability, and maintainability are being tested before delivering it to your client. So also I have here some of the reasons why I choose rapid application development model, because requirements can be changed at any time. This is one of the advantages of RAD. So reviews are quick and more productivity with a fewer people. So next, in the planning phase, the developers gathered related information that will help to build the system. So based on the research, automated attendance system maintains the records in a large database instead of conventional method of maintaining register, which further simplifies the process of searching for a particular record. So designing. In the designing phase, the developers came up with a system and software design that corresponds to the requirements of the planning phase. So next is construction. During this phase, the researchers took the entire detailed design document from the design phase and transformed it into actual system. So the researchers used PHP programming language, HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, and JavaScript for the functionality and design and development of the proposed web application. And I use MySQL for the design of the database. So implementation. After the code has been developed, it is tested against the requirements to make sure that the product is actually solving the needs addressed and gathered during the requirements phase. So next is conceptual framework. So here is the IPO diagram of Nashmite. In input, knowledge requirements must have web development, knowledge, monitoring, and database approach for the developer. Software requirements: HTML, CSS, JavaScript, PHP, SQL, XAMPP, Visual Studio Code, Microsoft Edge, web hosting. For the hardware requirements, desktop, at least 2 gigs of RAM, Windows 7 or higher, Intel dual core or higher, 5 Mbps internet or higher, RFID reader with 125 kHz, plug and play, and RFID cards. So in the process, determining the requirements for the proposed contactless datum record, analysis, interview, and the planning. System development, designing, development, and testing and revision. Determining of the level of the contactless datum records in terms of functionality, usability, reliability, performance, supportability, and the output must be the outputs of Nashmite, a contactless datum record using RFID system. So next is project design. So here, the administrator can log in and log out. CRUD, manage employee list. Here in CRUD, the admin can add employee, add another admin if the admin is not present during the operation of the system. The administrator can also delete employee. It includes here in the manage employee lists. So the admin can also view dashboard, can also generate reports, especially the pay list. So here is the use case diagram for the administrator. So next, the use case diagram for the employee. So here is the employee, and the employee can log in and log out using their RFID cards. While in this phase, it includes checking attendance, and the employee must check if the system validates their attendance by checking the attendance and seeing the pop-up notification that the system has already validated their attendance. So here in project development, the following step-by-step procedures were done during the fabrication of the project prototype. Hardware development. So created a design for contactless daytime record using RFID system. It is already shown in figure 3 and 4. Created a flowchart. Later I will discuss to you the flowchart in the diagram for the administrator and the employee. So server. While developing the system, I used Ryzen 3 for the processor, 8 gigs of RAM, monitor, HDD, and a Vertex keyboard and mouse. So system development. For the software development, developers used PHP programming language to develop the proposed system. Bootstrap was used in design, JavaScript for the functionalities, and MySQL for the database. Here is the flowchart for the administrator. Start admin dashboard, view profile of the admin, edit information, and admin can update an account. So here schedules, admin can add schedules to the employee when registering the employee. Add schedule, update schedule when the schedule fits the employee, because it has also a shifting. So in admin reports, generate reports, you can print our reports, employee, add employee, and delete employee. So, and the end. Here is the flowchart for the administrator. You can see the start here, RFID reader, and the employee must scan the RFID reader. Now, the system will have a decision making if the employee is registered. So if it is a no, it will back into the start. The employee is registered and says yes. It will save the attendance, and that's all. Ready to end. So here guys, as you can see, this is the survey Excel summary report of my project. So the main objective of this survey is to determine RFID technology based on its security and safety applications. So recent trends use radio frequency identification technology in a day-to-day life. At the beginning, RFID was developed to replace barcodes in supply chain. So the first is manual attendance system and daily basis. So first statement here is providing accurate time when logging in and out. So 40 out of 50 respondents respond poor, which means manual attendance is poor when it comes into giving accurate time when logging in and out. Manual attendance when it comes into time entries, 35 out of 50 says it's poor. Manual attendance system when it comes into security entry of false information, 36 out of 50 says it's poor. Managing paperwork that ensures that information is archived, found and retrieved quickly and efficiently. So 35 out of 50 says it's poor, and 15 out of them says it's moderate. Manual attendance system when it comes into consistency of data entry, 35 says it's poor and 15 says moderate. Calculating payroll and pulling employee data, 33 says it's poor, 17 says it's moderate. Providing detailed reports, 36 says poor, 14 says moderate. Accuracy when it comes into time entries, 35 of them says it's poor. So this only means that having a manual attendance system on daily basis is a poor management. It gives them a poor management into their organization. Hassle-free environment when logging in and out, 35 says it's poor and 15 says moderate. So overall, I have here the 500 response from the 50 respondents, and the average of them is 36 says it's poor, and 13.7 says it's moderate. So the average is 1.27, which means that this data is having a poor management. So next, having a manual way of recording attendance. Manual way of recording attendance can be a hassle thing. So one out of 50 respondents says they said strongly disagree. 48 out of 50 say agree with this. And next, using automated way of attendance system might help resolving this problem. So as you can see here, 38 out of 50 is strongly agree with this, which means the overall interpretation is strongly agree. There is a high risk of human error while using manual method of attendance. 35 out of them says agree with it, and the interpretation is strongly agree. And here automation can give a big impact to organization when it comes into productivity. So 41 out of 50 of them agree that there is a possibility that time theft will exist by using manual way of attendance. 37 out of them agree with it, and the overall interpretation is strongly agree. Next is automated attendance system applications. So here, an integrated attendance management system can provide a good visibility of all data and can ease the workflow of paperwork. So 44 out of 50 respondents strongly agree with this. Automated attendance system enables real-time tracking and provides automated inputs for data processing and other concerns. So 34 out of them strongly agree with it, and 16 agree with that statement. So attendance management systems are built around highly secure systems and architecture. So 35 out of them says they strongly agree, 14 agree, and 1 is neutral. Automated system can prevent your organization to cost a lot of money in overtime payment due to inaccurate records. 43 of them say strongly agree with this, and the overall interpretation is strongly agree. Here you can see all the data is being interpreted strongly agree, which means they are in favor of applications of automated attendance system. So here is the overall summary of all the data I received and feedback from the respondents. So first is manual attendance is poor management, next is strongly agree, and the automated attendance system applications, they are in favor of applying automated system in their organization. So let's proceed with the pie chart. So here, manual attendance system in daily basis. Here you can see the poor management of having a manual attendance system. 13.7 out of 50 respondents says it's moderate. And next is having a manual way of recording attendance. Strongly disagree is 0.8 out of 50, and strongly agree 39.6, and 9 out of them says agree with the survey I created. Next is automated attendance system applications. So here you can see, according to the data that we are seeing right now, is 10.2 out of 50 respondents agree with the automated attendance system application, and 39.4 out of them says they strongly agree with this, which means that application of automated attendance system in this organization is they are in favor with it. So I have here also the bar graph of all the days I received manual attendance system on daily basis. You can see here it's poor and some of them are moderate. Having manual way of recording attendance, here you can see that they strongly agree with the statement I created in my report. And in automated attendance system applications, they are strongly agree in applications of automated attendance system in their organization. So I cope up with the students and the employees of this organization. 24 out of them are employees and 25 out of them are from the students who uses manual way of attendance. And here are the list of the respondents I get. So that's all for my summary report in my survey. Thank you so much.